Let's start with setting up Bitbucket on server. For setting up Bitbucket on a server, first we need to navigate on atlassian.com/software/bitbucket/download. Then we need to log in with the account that we have created on Atlassian. Yes, Bitbucket is also a product by Atlassian. Atlassian provides other products that are widely used in software industry. Some of them are Jira, Bamboo, Confluence. These are other products that are provided by Atlassian that are widely used in software industry. Also, Bitbucket is one of them. To download Bitbucket server, here we need to choose our OS. Let's say I choose Windows 64-bit. Click on Get Started. Click on Agree on the terms and condition. Click on Submit. So after that, my download will start and it will take few minutes to get download. Now, once your download gets complete, go to your download location. Click on Atlassian Bitbucket. Now it will start the installation of Bitbucket. Here we have two options: to install a new instance or to upgrade an existing instance. Let's continue with installing a new instance. Click on Next. Now we are installing a server instance. Click on Next. Here we can choose the location where we want to put our Bitbucket. We can choose any custom location where we want to save the files for Bitbucket. Click on Next. Here we need to choose another location where we can save some other files. We call it application data. Click on Next. Here we need to choose another location for this one. Click on Next. Now we got an option to use default port, that is 7990 for Bitbucket, or we can also set our custom HTTP port. Let's use default HTTP port. Now once your installation gets completed, move to the directory to start the server where you have installed Bitbucket. In this directory, we have a folder with the name bin. Click on bin. Well, in this folder, we'll see some of the scripts that we already provided by Bitbucket to start the server and also to stop the server. To start this instance, we have a script named start Bitbucket. It's a Windows batch file. We also have a shell script for that. In case of Linux, we can use shell script, but in case of Windows, we can use Windows batch file to start our Bitbucket instance. On clicking Start Bitbucket, it will start Bitbucket on default port that we have chosen while installing Bitbucket. Now once we start Bitbucket, we can access Bitbucket on browser on localhost and on port 7990. That is the default port that we have set up while installing Bitbucket on server. Here we get a login screen where we need to enter username and password. Will this require our account on Atlassian? I already have an account on Atlassian. In case we don't have an account on Atlassian, we can create account on Atlassian using signing up. So let me use my existing account on Atlassian. Well, once I get login, I can see there are no projects yet. I need to create project or add users. Well, Bitbucket has different roles that have different accesses. In Bitbucket, we have different roles as system admin, and project user. System admin has access of the setting options that we can see. Once you click on the setting option, you can see different settings that we have related to system and related to the accounts. In system settings, we have server settings, we have database settings. Well, we can set database as an internal or external database. In case we want to use the external database, we can configure the external database using this setting. Then we have storage. Well, in Bitbucket we have repositories. Then we also require some storage. So for that storage, we can configure our storage from the storing settings. Then we have application navigator, application links, mail server, licensing. Well, there are a lot of settings that we need to configure before starting on Bitbucket. Well, all these settings depends on the requirement of the project and also totally depend on the organization, how organizations set up Bitbucket in their. Well, another role that we have in Bitbucket is project owner. Well, project owner creates project. He also adds repositories in project. Project owner has access of all the repositories that we have in project. Well, project owner also assign the access of repository to the users. Well, another type of role that we have is repository users. Well, project owner provide access to repository users the access of repository in a project. In other words, project owner can limit the access of repository